How dangerous do you think the Thunder are?
I think they're pretty dangerous because, for one, when I look at the teams right now in the current top 8 in the playoff race, outside of the Golden State Warriors, they're the only team that can put 2 All-Stars on the court, 2 superstars from a year ago. And we know when playoff time comes, when all the scouting is done and the defenses are set and you can't run plays and it comes down to whose superstar is going to show up, they can put 2 out there. And so they're going to be very dangerous come playoff time because these guys are building their chemistry. It seems like they're having fun again. And like I said, when you can put 2 superstars out on the court, you give yourself a chance. You know, the Golden State Warriors are the only team that has 2 or more superstars.
Well, why you got to do Chris Paul like that? I know he didn't.
Well, he didn't make the All-Star game. You know, Chris Paul's a little older, but you know, he's still an All-Star caliber player. Yes, Chris is, but from a year ago, you know, Paul made the All-Star team and Westbrook did.
Thunder are the #1 defensive team in the league. Defense
without Andre Robertson.
Right, which speaks to good coaching and really good team discipline. Jet's going to travel. That'll give him a chance in theory. I don't think LeBron wakes up in the morning and fears the Thunder. I think he thinks we have a shot against them. I think that's one of the things the Lakers have going for them. But I thought it was interesting in this game. I was actually watching this game with Paul when it happened.
Last night.
And we thought it was interesting that they had a possible fast break after Russell missed that shot, after D'Angelo Russell. And Billy Donovan called timeout. He could have let Russell go.
Right.
And he set up a play. That play, I mean, obviously if they had camped on Paul George, there would have been another way to go.
Right.
But he designed that play for Russ to pass over to him. And I thought that was cool. And I thought it was smart. I mean, hey, Russell could have gotten that ball and gone the other end of the court and dunked it and been just as much of a hero.
Yep.
But designing this play for him, I think, shows that the team is functioning. And I thought it was a really good move by Billy Donovan to read the situation, even though, as you mentioned, Paul had missed a couple of shots before that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's amazing. Both players there, I think, they sort of came into this game like they have played, I mean, not this game in particular, but all through to this point in their career. If you had to place a bet in Vegas of was Russ going to just sort of throw off everything and go for the hoop himself, that's what you would bet.
I would place my bet on Russ taking that shot.
That's what, like, sitting with Chauncey and Paul, I don't want to give up way too much, but as soon as they saw the timeout, they were like, oh.
They're going to, I think,
they're going to try to take the ball out of Russ's hands. Well, I mean, it's interesting in that situation, too, because Steve Kerr, for one, always says he doesn't want to call timeout in that situation. He just wants to let his guys go. But they played together longer, frankly, and that's a different, as you say, different caliber of team.
And I think Russ was real happy that he got to have the game-winning assist. That makes him happy, too.
Well, yes, he got a triple-double and passed Jason Kidd.
They both had monster games. That just shows that they're getting along and their chemistry is coming together. When both players can have monster games like that, that goes a long way.
I just think it's interesting, big picture, too, because going into a season and a half ago, the Houston Rockets thought they had put a really good team together, and then at the last minute, Carmelo gets traded to the Thunder, and everyone's like, ooh, that's the big 3. They're the ones who are the contenders. And then, of course, as the season played out, it was the Rockets who really put their stake in it. Going into this season, everyone thought, oh, yeah, it's going to be Rockets-Warriors again in the conference finals. That's all it's going to be. Well, guess what? The Thunder are saying.
You're making a mellow commentary there. I don't think
I am not making a mellow commentary. Anyone who thinks Melo played enough to have an influence on that equation was not watching basketball.